Welcome back to the Love Patterson Podcast, where we highlight the people and organizations making a difference right here in our community. Today I'm excited to sit down with members of the Patterson Lions Club, an organization that has been serving Patterson for over 75 years. From scholarships for students to food drives, barbecues, donations, and festivals, their impact touches so many areas of our town. Let's start by giving our listeners a little background. For those of you who may not know much about the Patterson Lions Club, who are you?
Well, we're a service organization that started in Patterson, like you said, over 75 years ago. We've been active in our community ever since. You see our logo around town. You see us around town helping out all kinds of different things.
I heard that we can smell you guys too.
Oh,
Food.
yes. Yes, you can definitely smell our barbecues from across town,
Yeah.
usually.
So you guys are part of an international club, right?
Yes.
So who are they internationally? What do they stand for? What's their mission, their vision? What is it?
Lions International started in Chicago in 1917. Businessman, Melvin Jones, got a group of his friends together to start doing service in their community. And since then, we've grown to over 200 countries and territories around the world. I should know the number of clubs we have, but I don't. And there's 1.4 million people around the world that are Lions. We're the largest service organization in the world.
That's amazing.
Our motto is we serve. And it can be simple, serving food, cooking food, making donations, putting in, landscaping. If there's a need, there's a lion.
It's just like the acronym KISS. Keep it simple, silly. A little bit like that. There's other words for it, but it's something that you can't really mess up on. We serve, and that's it.
Yeah.
When we're the best at it, we're the biggest at it. That's what you guys want to go for. I was reading on the website for what is it called? Plan 1.5 or something like that.
Mission 1.5.
There you go. To reach 1.5 million members.
Yes.
Across the, and it sounds like you guys are getting closer because 1.4. I mean, that's almost there.
Yes.
And it's so cool because not only do you have these projects going on, the donations, the festivals, everything like that, but you guys also have conventions, yearly conventions.
Yes.
Have you ever been to one of those?
I've never been to the international convention, and I've never been to our statewide convention.
Okay.
I've been to our district, and it's a lot of fun.
Really?
Yes. We learn a few things, but you get to meet other Lions from the area, learn what they do, and sometimes get ideas on how to help serve your community better.
It sounds like a really good opportunity for people that want to serve to do it with other people that have that same heart and that have done it before, and it kind of gives that person a framework to kind of just or a blueprint to follow to serve.
Yes.
Right? They don't have to do it on their own. They don't have to find out.
We don't try to reinvent the wheel. We get ideas from clubs in our area, our state, and with social media, we can get ideas from people around the world. Just a click of a button.
Yeah.
And sometimes those help, and sometimes they, are a little more area specific.
And really is around the world, because I saw that the convention's going to be in Hong Kong in 2026.
Yes.
That's like everyone's going to be over there. And Hong Kong's like a big city.
Yes.
It's going to be crazy over there.
This past year was in Miami, Florida.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That sounds like it's going to be fun, right?
During the summer, though, a little too hot and humid.
I would imagine so. Yeah, I don't know what the weather's like in Hong Kong, but if anyone's listening, you could definitely attend. Get with him real quick, and we'll get you started. Right?
Yes.
Closer to 1.5. So, how does being part of this global network shape the way that your local club operates?
It gives us support. We can ask questions of people from wherever. Give us ideas on what we can do in our community. And then, the other way is we can give them ideas of what we've done.
Mm-hmm.
And, some of the things that we have seen other clubs, other districts do, we've brought to our district. Magic Yarn Project. We take yarn and we put it into a little pattern. We send it off. They make cute little wigs for pediatric cancer patients with those wigs.
Okay.
And
That's
you know,
amazing.
yeah, I mean, and we do a lot of little things like that.
And it's almost like it has a compounding effect where those little things will just add up to make you guys the organization that you are now.
Yes.
Like, yeah, we serve. I mean, sometimes it may not be in huge ways where we're doing, giving people cars or whatever it is, but like just
But
that
even
right
the
there.
small
Well,
background stuff is a huge difference.
And another thing that all Lions all Lions clubs in our area do. We collect pull tabs, from your pop cans, soda cans.
I
And
did see that
we
for Ronald McDonald
yes,
Club,
we put those together and we donate the proceeds to the Ronald McDonald House.
Okay. And those are the tabs you
Yeah.
said?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? My mom had like a whole like thing right in the middle of our
Yeah.
dining room table, and I'm like, what is this for? She said, what exactly does that do when you donate it? Or
That we give them the money, and for I think it's like every 5 pounds, we feed a family that is staying at the Ronald McDonald House because their child is undergoing some sort of treatment at the local hospital in Sacramento. And, those families are going through a lot, and, having hot, free food is huge for them.
It makes a big, big difference.
Yes.
that's
And then
amazing.
another thing that all Lions clubs do around the world, we collect used glasses.
Oh.
And
like reading glasses and whatever
prescription
kind?
glasses.
Okay.
And we send those off to a processing facility in Vallejo, I think.
Okay.
And they look at them, scan them, inventory them, and they go to various missions around the world to provide free glasses for people who need them.
Now, I know that you guys are structured. How do you guys come up with these donation ideas or the next project that you're going to work on?
It really varies. Some of the projects we do are from our district. They're district endorsed projects. A lot of what the Patterson Lions do is what our community comes to us and asks us for. When Love Patterson started, they came to us and asked us for, help with putting on their Love Patterson Day. We have schools that come to ask us, hey, can you cook 800 hot dogs for our carnival at the end of the year? Or cook hot dogs for all of our students as a celebration at the end of the year. Or, groups are doing a fundraiser, they're selling tri-tip, they're ticking. They come to us and say, hey, we know you guys can cook. Do you want to cook this for us? And it doesn't cost, it's not a donation of money from us, but we're donating our time so that, they can raise more money.
Yeah. No, and that's a big help. Any little help is
exactly.
is great.
But yeah, a lot of our project, things that we'd make donations to, things that we help, come from our community. They'll contact a Lion and say, hey, I want to come and ask you guys for help. We ask them to come to one of our board meetings, make a little presentation. Our board discusses it, and usually we say yes.
How often do you guys have those meetings?
Third Wednesday of every month.
Okay.
And they're at the Gathering Church.
Okay. So
7 p.m.
Okay. So you heard it here first. You can show up every third Wednesday at 7 p.m. at where?
The Gathering Church.
The Gathering Church. And even if you don't have time to make it to these monthly meetings, or, I mean, you guys do so many projects that sort of can accept any type of help, right?
Yes. Oh, definitely. More hands make lighter work. We're always grateful for any kind of help that, members of the community want to provide us with, whether it's, a donation or coming and serving beside us during one of our projects.
Now, do they have to be a Lions Club member?
No, they do not have to be a member to come help us.
Okay.
We would hope that after they see what we do, they would decide to join us. But you do not have to be a member to help us at any of our projects.
Now, how does one become a member?
Again, it's invitation only service organization. But, you contact a lion that or, through our social media. And, we talk a little bit, and then you can be invited to dinner meetings, get to meet the rest of the club. We don't really do an interview at those. And then, after a couple meetings, you get to come to the board, and then we do a little bit of an interview. Mostly just ask you, tell us about yourself.
Okay.
And then, you can be accepted into the club. And it's not a hard process. And if they're interested, they can always reach out to us.
That's amazing. So it sounds pretty exclusive and invitational only, right?
Yeah, but it's not real hard to get an invitation.
Hard to get in.
Now, while doing my research on this, I did see there are different women's clubs. I know there's,
It used to be men's only.
Right.
And then I think it was in the 80s we started women's only clubs.
Okay.
And then since then, there's no such thing as a women's only club or a men's only club now.
Okay.
It's men and women serving together. Some clubs are still known mostly as a men's club, but
I think I was seeing most of that in Texas, though. A lot of that in Texas.
there are areas, yes.
So we hear you a little bit better.
Right?
Okay, so I know that your mission is we serve, right? But there's some core values that you guys have in your organization, and one of them to be able to help with vision.
Yes.
Correct? Now, how can I better word that? I'm sorry, I'm not really too good with words.
That's really the best way.
Okay.
Is we do so many things vision related. One of the things that the Patterson Lions does is every school year we go around to the elementary schools and do vision screenings for all the kids. No charge. Our Lions take time out of their day during the school day. And if the student has a vision issue, we give them a referral. And again, it's something that we will pay for. There are people in our community that cannot afford glasses. You need them to really do, if your vision's bad enough, you need them to do anything, including work. We work with local optometrists, and we will pay for exam and glasses.
Oh, that's outstanding.
Yes. We do missions around the world. Like I said, we provide free exams and eyeglasses different places. There are Lions foundations around the world that provide surgeries for people who need that, cataracts or, whatever, at no charge to those people that need it. We have do a lot for blind people. We do a lot of what's the word? Getting the word out. Advocating
Yeah.
how hard it is for them in certain instances,
Right.
To do what they do. And we do a lot of education around that. You know, we have a White Cane Day. That's a lion thing, and it's just it's one day out of the year that we kind of educate people, you know, how hard it is for people with low vision or no vision to function in our world that, you know, people take that for granted.
Right.
Yeah, so the white cane, what they use.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. That's awesome. Is there maybe a story that you've personally witnessed or been part of helping in the project that just sticks with you?
Well, you know, I am personally a cancer survivor.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, one of our big international initiatives is youth cancer. And I have become very active in our local Relay for Life. And I'm actually our Lions district spokesperson for Relay for Life.
Wow.
So I get to work with Lions clubs in the 8-county area here, from Madeira to San Joaquin County and up into the mountains, to help them get involved in their local Relay for Life event. There's 4 of them in that 8-county area. And, you know, everybody knows Patterson used to have one.
Yeah.
But it had, you know, because of several different things, it went away. So, you know, I'm trying to keep that from happening in all those other areas.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Okay. That's yeah. It's amazing how these projects come from personal, you know, struggle or strife, and it turns into a passion for others.
Yes.
You know, and that's sort of like where that vision came from as well, like helping with those that have a, I don't want to say that they're blind, because it's a whole spectrum, right? You know, some people can see light, some people just nothing, right? It's trying to see out of your elbow. There's nothing there, you know? And so there is a story behind that. And can you tell us about where the origin of helping those with need of vision?
Well, everybody should know who Helen Keller is. And 100 years ago this year,
oh wow, yeah,
she came to a Lions convention in Chicago and challenged the Lions of the time to become Knights of the Blind. And we adopted that as our first initiative, our first international initiative to help with those with vision issues. And, you know, we've been carrying that flag for 100 years this year.
1925 to 2025.
Yes.
That's incredible.
And it's still, you know, one of the things that Lions are known for around the world.
That's amazing, because the impact that one person has 100 years ago is still going. She's getting talked about strong in a podcast today.
Yeah.
You know, podcasts didn't even exist back then. You know what I mean? So it's amazing the impact that just one person
exactly
can have.
And that's, you know, it just takes one person to put an idea in somebody's head.
It takes a village.
It does.
And I love how, I mean, you can help the club by being a member. Of course, you got to be invited, and then you can help indirectly by saving up the little tabs and giving it over. And if you have these glasses that you don't use anymore, donate them as well. It's that indirect, and then you can serve right alongside. I mean, you guys will take all the help that you can take, right?
Exactly. And, you know, you can buy tickets, you know, at our chicken barbecue during Fiesta. Come down and find us, you know, behind the Gathering Church on Saturday at lunch.
So if you don't want to help out, I mean, you can eat still, right?
Yeah.
So
everybody loves chicken.
Yeah, definitely. You want to share the recipe with the chicken?
Nope. They haven't even shared that with me yet.
Oh.
Okay, you got to be like a top member.
I haven't figured out how to become part of that little team yet,
elite
but
team.
I'm usually stuck helping cook the corn.
Oh, really?
That's still a very important job.
Okay. So, we know that you put a lot of emphasis investing in people through FFA, scouting, and scholarships. Why is building up the next generation such an important part of what you guys do?
Well, we need leaders. We need, people that are willing to help out their community. Those are things that are never going to go away. It's just such an important thing to lead that, to help that next generation grow, become a part of their community. You can be a part of the community without being, somebody that everybody knows. You can be a part of any of the service organizations. You can volunteer during Love Patterson Day.
Right.
But, it's just getting those people interested in something a little more than just themselves. Become a part of the community. And that's one of the things that I love about Patterson. It still has the little farm town feel, but it's a lot bigger than a little farm town is now.
Yeah, I think we give it that life. That this town could really be just like any other. What do you call those towns? I know that
bedroom
you call
communities.
Commuter town, something like that.
Bedroom community.
Bedroom, yes.
Yeah. So it could be like any of those towns, but we're not. For whatever
so
reason,
much more, yeah.
I think we like to get out of our houses, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. The palm trees, maybe? That's what it gives it? But that's so cool. Do you remember the first day that you became a Lions Club member?
Yes. It was, had recently moved here like so many other people in this town. And I was looking for something to get involved with. And so I started looking at the service organizations that were in town, and I chose Lions. And I'm one of those people that I searched out a Lion to get an invitation.
Okay.
And ever since then, 9 years ago, I've been heavily involved in so many different things that we do. And, learned so much about this community that I adopted as my own.
It feels like you're somewhat building the community that you live in, not just living in it.
Exactly.
Right? You're part of it, and it kind of like opens up a whole different world than just, getting on, hey, Bob, how's it going? And just, walking the dog, and that's it. No, Now you're like, I know who did that mural over there, right?
Yep.
I was part of that. And
getting to know, the business owners in town, the local businesses, and, seeing everything that they do for the community as well.
Has a big community impact.
Yes.
For just one person, as we mentioned, Helen Keller, right? So speaking of community impact, you've got a big event coming up, a couple. And I know that our listeners will want to hear about that. So this October, you're hosting a dinner and silent auction as part of the Lions' 100-year anniversary celebration. Can you tell us a little bit more about what people can expect for those nights?
Well, Dining in the Dark, October 25th. I'm sorry. We're going to have, we're bringing back a big fall fundraiser, and it'll be a 3-course dinner. And we have a special guest MC who is one of a blind lion from our area.
Wow.
And she's a huge advocate. She'll talk about, some of the challenges. We'll have little demonstrations on, how not being able to see impacts your daily life. And the highlight of the night is for dinner, everybody will have a black sleep mask at their table. And we hope everybody would try and put that on and try and eat, their salad, their meat, their vegetables, their dessert, just to see how challenging it is, for people who are blind.
Yes.
I've actually been introduced to that concept at one of our district meetings. They brought out little snacks on a plate and asked us to put on a blindfold and try and eat some grapes and some cheese and some crackers it was all finger food.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I was
No
thinking.
knives involved.
And then my second time at it was at a statewide training.
Oh, wow.
And it was a full meal.
Mm.
How'd
You know,
that go?
trying to cut your
Yeah.
chicken breast was rather interesting.
Yes.
I cheated.
You're just kind of cutting, and then someone says "ow," and you're like,
Oh,
"Wait a minute."
My bad.
Sorry.
Hopefully your chicken doesn't fly across the table.
Yeah. Now you have to go look for it. Play it where it lies, right? So yeah, that sounds super interesting. And I'm wondering what type of food you're gonna be served, because I'm just trying to picture in my head, how would I even
Right.
do that?
Well, it's, chicken, tri-tip, vegetables, salad. So, there will be a little bit of knife work involved.
Okay.
Unless you want to just pick the whole piece up and
I was
gnaw
gonna
on
say,
it. Which,
everybody's blindfolded. It's
That-
fingers
exactly.
on. Finger game on, man.
It's all finger food. Hopefully it's not too hot, right?
But I know one of the questions that, even members of my club asked, will the lights be turned off?
Yeah.
No. The lights will not be turned off.
Oh, okay.
We don't want people tripping, and we want to make it safe. We want to make it fun.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully this will be fun for everybody.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
cool.
that
It's
sounds
almost
real
like a variation of a silent disco. Have you seen that? Where it's
No.
just like everyone's in a room. The music's not blaring on the speakers. The music's blaring on headphones they give everyone. So everyone's listening to the same song, so they're going, but it's not loud to everyone that's outside of the building.
Oh.
But everyone's hearing the same song. So, So I guess this is like a
Kind of, yeah.
yeah, like a silent disco almost, right? Okay, so that's the dining in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
What about the silent auction?
Well, we're getting donations from community members, community businesses, and, we'll have baskets or, depending on what the donations are, there will be a sheet where people can put their bid on it. And as the night goes on, hopefully that sheet gets filled up and the numbers keep going higher and higher. And then after dinner, we'll cut off the bidding, and those that won, get to take their prize home with them.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's another way that we're raising money that night.
Is that something that happens every year?
We have had a fall dinner for many, many, many years. And then, just like so many things, COVID happened.
Oh.
And so, we couldn't really do it
Mm-hmm.
for a couple years. And then, people got used to not doing things. And so we have brought this back this year.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Starting
So-
the momentum up again.
Yes.
Yes.
Just like a train. It just stops. It's hard to get it back. going,
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. And so both of these are going to be fundraising events. Now, what exactly are they fundraising for?
All the money that we raise at this dinner and auction are money that we use to fund our activities for the year. All of our donations to the community. Without this money, we can't help everybody out in our community.
Right.
We can't sponsor, the cancer walk coming at the school, or, we can't help Love Patterson. We can't help the Parks and Recreation.
Mm-hmm.
We can't help the Boy Scouts. We can't do our student speaker contest.
Mm-hmm.
Donations to food banks. Without, for us to be able to do that, we have to have some money to, and this is one of our fundraisers to help us through the year.
Mm-hmm. And it's amazing because you're also getting something out of it participating, right?
Oh,
you're
yes.
doing it for a good cause. You're purchasing the tickets for dining in the dark. I mean, you're having a whole experience. Where
Yes.
else are you going to have that?
Right.
And the silent auction, I mean, I'm excited to see what's in the silent
kind of
auction.
prizes?
So am I.
Yeah. He's like, I might just be bidding myself, right?
Oh, I'm sure I'll be bidding on at least a few things.
Now, what are some of the items that you've seen in the previous years?
We've had a wine barrel that had been cut into a small pet bed.
Oh,
okay,
that's cool.
You know, we've had baskets from local businesses.
Okay.
Lots of baskets from local businesses. Gift cards. Trying to think what other unique items. It's been a few years, so
It's a community effort. From
Yes.
what I'm hearing,
Yes.
especially those baskets from the businesses in the community. I mean, they know about the Lions Club. You're
Yes.
a reputable organization. I mean, it sounds like they like you guys. I don't know.
most of them do.
Yeah, most of them do. So I mean, it sounds like this is just a community coming together for a good cause.
Yes.
Yeah.
And can you give us the dates again for those two?
The Dining in the Dark and the Silent Auction are October 25th
Okay.
at RM Ranch, just outside of town off of 33.
Okay. And where can they purchase these tickets at?
They can get tickets from any Lions member.
Okay.
You can contact us on Facebook, our email address, you know.
Do you have those on you right now? I'll put them up on the screen for our listeners.
Unfortunately, no.
No.
I thought about them halfway here. I was like,
No, that's fine. All right. Well, I'll get that from you later, and then I can put it up. So
Yeah.
that'll be no problem. All right. We'll make it work. Okay. So, as we're closing up, one of our last questions. Looking back, is there a story or moment in your time in Patterson Lions that really stood out as meaningful to you?
I guess when, you know, I grew up in a small farming community. I was part of Boy Scouts. I was part of 4-H. And the Patterson Lions are the charter organization for the Boy Scout Troop 81 and Cub Scout Pack 81 here in town.
Oh, okay.
And as the charter organization, we have a representative that's a part of the pack and a troop on their committee to help them out if they need it. And I was asked to be the charter organization rep for the Boy Scouts a while ago.
Okay.
And, you know, I spent a lot of time with them, and then I became the charter organization rep for the Cub Scouts as well. And it's just been so good working with both of those groups in town. You know, like I said, I grew up as a Boy Scout, Cub Scout, and, you know, helping give back to those groups as well.
Yeah, it's great. So, as we wrap up, I want to give you a chance to look ahead. What's your vision for the Patterson Lions Club for the next 10 to 20 years? Or what would you like to see them become?
Well, you know, we're strong in our community. You know, if anything, I want the community to know more about us. You know, a lot of times we're in the background. You know, people don't see us at the front. You know, we're in the back cooking, or, you know, we're in the back at the parade lining up the floats. You know, they might see our logo as a sponsor, but, you know, they don't really know who we are, what all we do in town. You know, just trying to increase
Visibility.
you know, the community knowledge of us. Because, you know, like we've mentioned, Patterson has grown a lot
Yes.
in the recent years. So people may not know who we are, what we do, what our history is in town. And, you know, to keep our club strong and grow, you know, add a few more members. It's, you know, it's been tough the past 5 years, you know, but I think every organization has had that issue as well.
Yes.
So, you know, just keep us strong in our community. Everybody know who we are, and that's...
Yeah. It sounds like a lot of resiliency right there. Like this famous warrior philosopher once said, it's not about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Yeah.
That's the ancient warrior Rocky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, moving on to our closing question, our signature question here at Love Patterson Podcast. Why do you love Patterson?
It has the small town feel. You know, the community comes together when there's a need. You know, people know each other. They say hi on the street, even if they don't know who you are. And, it's just, I grew up in a farming community, so it feels like home to me.
It's that small town feel. That's what everyone loves. And we are connected. I mean, even for the good times and the bad, especially, I see a lot of movement, a lot of talking on Patterson Neighborhood Watch. That's where, like, everyone's like, did you hear that sound? What's going on here? Hey, the helicopter's out. What's going on, guys? So you can tell people around here, they know each other. They, we may fight, but, I think we love each other as a community, right?
Yes.
That's amazing. So thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story. The Patterson Lions Club is a great example of how global service and local commitment can come together to make a lasting impact. To our listeners, don't forget to check out their October dinner and silent auction, especially the Dining in the Dark experience, and find out how you can get involved. Until next time, thank you for tuning in to the Love Patterson Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.
All right.